Imagine a narrow stretch of water so important that if it closes, the entire global economy could feel the shock within days. A place where oil tankers once moved slowly across calm blue water. But today those same waters are filled with tension, warships, drones, and burning ships. This is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage between Iran and Oman that connects the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. At its narrowest point, it is only about 33 kilometers wide. Yet through this thin corridor flows nearly 1/5 of the world's oil supply. For decades, experts called it the most dangerous choke point in global trade. But in 2026, that warning became reality. On February 28, 2026, a massive conflict erupted when the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes against Iranian military targets. Within hours, the Strait of Hormuz became the center of a global crisis. Iranian military forces began warning ships that passage through the strait was no longer safe. Tanker traffic quickly collapsed as shipping companies pulled vessels away from the region. Within days, more than 150 oil tankers were stranded outside the Persian Gulf, waiting for the danger to pass. Major global shipping companies stopped sending vessels through the area. Insurance for ships operating in the strait was suspended, and the world started to worry. Because if this narrow waterway closes, the global energy system could face its biggest disruption since the 1970s oil crisis. Rising attacks and explosions. Then the attacks began. Oil tankers and cargo ships moving near the strait started reporting explosions and drone attacks. In early March, a tanker near the coast of Oman was struck by a projectile, killing crew members and forcing an evacuation. Soon after, multiple ships were hit by explosive drones and missile fire. By mid-March, maritime monitoring groups confirmed more than a dozen incidents involving commercial vessels around the Strait of Hormuz. On March 11th and 12th, 3 merchant ships were hit by projectiles while attempting to pass through the waterway. One of the vessels caught fire and had to be abandoned by its crew. At the same time, intelligence reports revealed that Iran had deployed naval mines inside the strait, threatening to block the world's most important oil shipping route. The United States responded by launching strikes on Iranian naval assets and destroying several mine-laying vessels. Warships from multiple countries moved closer to the region. But before we continue this incredible story, take a moment to support the channel. If you enjoy deep documentaries about world history, geopolitics, and hidden global stories, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel brings you the stories behind the world's most powerful places and events. Now let's continue the story of the most dangerous shipping lane on Earth, a global energy shock. As the conflict escalated, shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz nearly disappeared. Some reports showed that tanker movement dropped by more than 90% in just a few days. Oil markets immediately reacted. Global oil prices surged past $100 per barrel as fears of shortages spread across the world. Governments began releasing emergency oil reserves in an attempt to calm global markets. Countries across Asia and Europe scrambled to secure alternative supplies. Because the Strait of Hormuz is not just another shipping route, it is the gateway for energy exports from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. If the strait remains blocked, millions of barrels of oil cannot reach global markets. Even countries thousands of kilometers away would feel the impact through higher fuel prices and economic disruption. A dangerous military standoff. Meanwhile, the waters around the strait are now filled with military power. Iranian fast attack boats patrol the coastline. Missile systems and drones monitor the sea lanes. American naval forces are preparing escort missions for oil tankers attempting to pass through the strait. European and allied warships are also moving toward the region. Some analysts warn that a single mistake could trigger a direct naval battle in the middle of the world's most important shipping lane. Despite the danger, a few tankers are still attempting to move through the region under heavy monitoring, but most ships remain anchored far away, waiting for the crisis to end. For now, the Strait of Hormuz remains technically open, but in reality, it has become one of the most dangerous places on the planet. A narrow passage, a global lifeline, and a flashpoint where politics and the world economy collide. Because what happens in these few kilometers of water could shape the future of the global energy system, and the entire world is watching.